Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for taking a few minutes to watch this video. So this is coming out a little bit earlier than most of my lesson 10s, but I thought that you could use this, as can I. So you would have to be living under a rock if you didn't know what was going on in our world today. First thing I want to say is that I'm praying for each and every one of your health and safety of yourselves, your family, and your loved ones. So I know a lot of us are in a huge period of just not knowing what's going on. There's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of fear. And so with that, I wanted to share a couple things. The first thing is I understand how frustrating this can be, and that fear can very easily take a hold of us. For those of us who own our own businesses, we are really wondering, how are we going to survive this? The one piece of advice for those of you that are really wondering, how am I going to keep my head above water during this time, is you've got to be strategic. You've got to be able to pivot. And I think that's the greatest thing that I'm seeing throughout, like on LinkedIn posts, that sort of thing, is that there are a couple of different camps when faced with this COVID when it comes to those of us in our professional lives. There was a great post by a gentleman who talked to 29 different CEOs and to see where they're at as he was in quarantine because he has COVID. And what he found was there's three different camps. There's one camp that's absolutely hysterical. They're very fearful and they don't know what to do. It's really paralyzing them. The second camp of people that he found with these CEOs that he interviewed was the head in the sand camp. They're very nonchalant. That's, I'll figure it out. Then there was a third camp, and that was the strategic camp. That was the camp saying, listen, this is a fearful time. I recognize what's in front of me, so we have to have a strategy. We have to, move forward. And so that's what I would suggest to you is, how do you pivot? It is really hard. We're all trying to put food on the table, pay our bills, all of those things. So how can you pivot? How can you move forward in your business? What can you do? Um, Being one of the camps of the fear or the nonchalant, sticking your head in the sand, neither of those serve you. So get together with those individuals in your life that might be in the same camp as you. Get together, rally together, have, just a brain session of, how are we going to overcome this? How can we overcome this together? I think one of the most encouraging things that I'm seeing, in my personal platforms and social media, as well as my professional ones, is just the outpouring of support as a community. And that is what we need to hold on to. So when it comes to personal life, I know I have a lot of friends that now they are thrust into being at home with all the humans in their house. And how in the heck do I manage my professional life working from home, which, that's a blessing in it of itself if you're allowed to work from home. But how do you manage that with kids everywhere? So I think there's two different options, or two things that you need to do with this. The number one option, or number one step you need to do, is you've got to create a schedule. One of my friends works in the HR industry, and she spoke of this the other night, that she has scheduled her time to get up way before her children and work way at night. So that's how she's going to schedule it. Now, if you have meetings during the day, that's something else you're going to have to figure out. How are you going to schedule your kids' times? This is the opportunity for us to sit down with our kids and explain to them, listen, if I have the door closed, if there's something going on, you cannot interrupt me. Now, I understand if you have a toddler, that's not exactly what's going to work. I know with my kids when they were younger, I'm lucky now that they're older, but we had the pens. It was you play in your crib. You're going to have fun in there. You can fuss all you want, but mom's got to get her stuff done. And I think that this is that time period. Now, every parent's going to be different. These are just some ideas, and I hope you can find something that works for you. But I really, truly believe creating a schedule for yourself and for the kids is absolutely imperative for all of us to make this work. If you've got both parents working at home, it's swapping off. Okay, I'm going to work between 9 and noon. You're going to take noon to 3, whatever it is, working together to ensure that everybody gets their work done while caring for these kids. Another wonderful post I saw that I really appreciated, that it's going to be very easy for a lot of us in this professional world being thrust into being at home to just kind of let life happen. But he had some great points. Get dressed in the morning like you're going to go to the office. Make sure you can find that quiet space, that private space, set up that time with your spouse or whatever you can. Maybe you have a trusted babysitter that you know has not been exposed to COVID, whatever it is, Find that quiet space, use headphones, dedicate a space. If you don't have an office space at home, where can you go? A closet where it's quiet. One of my favorite podcasters, she actually does her podcast in her closet. And she said, I started this because I couldn't get away from my kids. So think outside of the box. If you don't have anything other than like a kitchen table where everybody is around, where else can you go? Is there a small quiet spot in the garage? Is there a small quiet, closet? Where can you go where you can just create that as your space, that you go there and that is your mindset? Next thing is use those headphones as much as possible, because obviously that's going to cut down the background noise a little bit. Letting people know I am working, letting the kids know, do not disturb. When you're on a video call, make sure if you're not used to video calls that you don't have a big bright light behind you. For example, I have my ring light on right now, but I had to close my blinds because it was just blinding me and shining on my face funny. So make sure the lighting's good for you when you're in those conference calls. No matter what, people are going to be understanding to some extent. Everybody is thrust into this situation. But if a kid or an animal come traipsing through, things happen. Quietly excuse yourself. The mute button is your best friend. So lastly, what I'm hoping to do with Poema Women's Success Coaching is I want to show that I care. I'm thrust into a situation as well where I already work from home, but not with all these human beings underfoot. And I'm already feeling the pressure of, oh my gosh, it's so loud. I'm not used to having humans everywhere. And so we have developed a plan with our children, what the schedule is going to look like. We're out of school, and we have curriculum from the school. And we also have a plan. Whatever camp you're in, we do have a plan if somebody does get sick. For my husband and I, we do live in the same town as our parents, and they're in the demographic that's getting sick. And we do have a plan. If one set of parents gets sick, we go over there, we quarantine, all of those things. So there's nothing wrong with being preventative. It doesn't mean that you're scared to death and this, conspiracy theorist. It's really good to be preventative and have a plan in place. Also, for me, with Poema Women's Success Coaching, I want to show you that I care. So I would invite you to go to piperharris.net/COVID. And under there, you're going to find some resources that I have put together. So right now, I have cut all of my rates for a couple of different things. So one being my hourly rate. I've cut my hourly rate by over 60%. There's a couple reasons behind this, is that all of us are strapped for money right now. We don't know what's going to happen in our future. But I do also know that this is a time where I'm seeing a lot of people post saying, I'm going to work out, or, I'm going to work on this personal or professional development. So with that in mind, I have cut my hourly coaching fee down by over 60%. It's now $150 for a 60-minute Zoom video conference. So the reason I did this is that I think that a lot of people have these different goals. I also think that we're thrust to being at home. There's frustrations, and sometimes it's just helpful to have a sounding board, to have a professional working with you through this process. Now, I'm not a therapist, and I've seen amazing therapists offer their services, so please look them up. But the professional coaching, it allows for a real co-collaborative and creative environment. It gets you out of that rut and gets you into that creative, free thinking, I've got this process. It's just an amazing opportunity for you to break free of some of those things that might be holding you right now, like fear or apathy or whatever you might be feeling. Two other things that I do have for sale are my 6-week mastermind and my 6-week wellness. If you didn't know before, I was a previous nutrition and fitness coach. So the 6-week wellness program, this is on a Trello board. So you just pay for a download. You go to the Trello site. There's directions on that, and that board is yours. So work on your wellness. The second board is my 6-week mastermind. So this is similar to the programming that some of my women go through. Obviously, it doesn't include the coaching, but this is an opportunity for you to work on your professional development, especially for women looking into their leadership. This is very applicable to your personal life as well. You're going to really learn a lot through my 6P process. So ultimately, I want every woman to reach her poema, her masterpiece. And so you're going through getting rid of permission seeking, breaking free of perceptions, harnessing your power, progressing through failure, and pursuing your goals and aspirations. And so my hope with this 6-week mastermind Trello board is that you're going to purchase it, you're going to make it your own, and you're going to work through this during this COVID time. So you're not stuck in that fear response. You're working on yourself as well, because you deserve that. Additionally, there's a lot of free resources, and I put them in this page, so they're all there for you. There's the Tolerations Workbook. You can just download that. It's absolutely free. There's the Goal Guide Workbook. This is absolutely free. This is going to help you build those goals out if you don't want to do like the mastermind. There's the Coach Wisdom book, Volume 2. I am the author in Chapter 9. I am giving that away as an ebook for free right now. Additionally, like I said, I was a nutrition coach and a fitness coach previously, so I have a few books, so I'm giving those out as well. So the first one is Trainer and Chef. So what's great about this ebook is it is workouts, it's food, and it's behavioral nutrition, all the things that I love that I used to coach previously. The second one is the 4 a.m. Chef. This is one of my very first books. You'll notice the recipes are the same in Trainer and Chef. But this is when I really kicked off my love of cooking. And so I titled this book, The 4 a.m. Chef, Paleo Recipes for a Busy Life. So paleo recipes, great opportunity for you to get on track with your health. The next opportunity for something free is Holy Health. And this is an ebook. It's a devotional that was based on finding my own wellness. I've previously lost 100 pounds right before I wrote this devotional. This is a Christian-based devotional, but I want to give that to you for free as well. And lastly, the next free resource is, it's called Kid Resources. So if you're like me, you're going, oh my gosh, I'm not a teacher. I never wanted to be a teacher, and now I'm a homeschool teacher. So I am trying to compile any resources that I'm seeing people post on Facebook or LinkedIn. And if you have resources, please send them to me, and I'm going to compile this list so that you have this at the touch of your fingers. If you're going, I'm going to kill these kids, I need help, I don't know what to do. So I'm trying to compile a list of resources for you at home. So again, we're all thrust into a situation none of us have seen in our lifetime. Most of us haven't seen in our lifetime. And it's very uncertain. It can cause anxiety. It can cause fear. But I really think the greatest thing we can do is come together as a community. Be strategic in our thinking as business owners. How are you going to pivot? As moms and dads and professional people being thrown at home, schedule things out for yourself, for your children. Really have a plan as well as if a loved one is sick. So I hope that these resources are helpful for you. Again, please head to piperharris.net/COVID. Again, you can purchase a 1-hour video conference coaching session with me for over 60% off my regular rate. Other resources are absolutely free for you. If you have any questions at all, please check out piperharris.net and learn a little bit about me, learn a little bit about my process. I'm all over social media as well. I would love to hear from you, or just send me a message. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch this today. My prayers are going out to each and every one of you. We will, as a nation and as a world, overcome this. Please be safe, please stay healthy, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much.